Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. We have got a very exciting video for you today at the fantastic Combley Lakes on the Isle of Wight, home to 50 pounders. Yep, there's 2 or 3 of them in there at the moment, and yeah, with 40 or 50 fish, with most of them being above 30 pound, stack of 40s. It's an exciting place to go at any time. But what I've been up to before this trip, so before we came to Combley, I took the boys out fishing. Now, I don't know if most of you get a chance to get out with your lads fishing, but it's truly a special thing being able to impart some information and tips and stuff to help them on their road to loving fishing like we all do. So sit back, relax, a couple of minutes video on just how that fishing went, and that was at the fantastic Carp Tonic Fishery Syndicate in Newbury. So we went on the kind of, I suppose, the runs water, if you like, meadow, and the boys got a chance to practice their casting. We spent an afternoon there and they managed to get one as well. So sit back, relax, watch this, and then straight after that we get to the mighty Combley. 2, 1, go. Good cast, well done.
Are they pushing the work? Are they hugging the work?
They're not hugging the work. So you've got a couple in your pot, have you? Do you want to come and show me your pot? You doing? It's time to let him go. What's his name now? You call him Willie? Should we free Willie? Come on in, let's go and let them go. Right, do it low to the water, baby. Don't do what Gabriel did and set them on a flipping 20,000 foot flipping drop. Good boy. Right, just low the get low to the water with it. No, don't put it in your hand, just let them go. Gently put it in the water. Gently. 2, 1, go. Leave it. Lovely, G. Great job. The little marks coming down at some point.
Today? It's doing on this one. No, it's just like.
Might be, not too sure. If he does, he might be in the play boat. If he does, that'd be well cool. He might even let the other go.
No, I'm not. Oh,
Got in here. Hello, boys. Say hi. Morning. Bless him. There we go. What are we going to call him, sorry?
Bob. Bob.
We call him Bob. Well done, Eden. Touch him then. Touch him. You're going to touch him, go.
Wait, should I touch your tape?
Let's get him back. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We're here at the fantastic Combley Lakes on the Isle of Wight. Now it has 3 lakes on the complex, a top, middle and bottom, and the lower lake is the lake that we're going to be focusing on. In my opinion, probably the trickiest lake of the 3. Now there's fish up to mid 50 in here, And yeah, the stock wise 45 to maybe 50 fish in here as well. It sees stress and pressure day in, day out. So it is a tricky lake. And of course, yeah, I'm getting my excuses in early. But it gives me that almost Nutsey vibe. Now, Nutsey was a small lake that got a lot of pressure and sometimes can be very, very difficult. But the rewards are there. Me and Sisso are going to give our very best to try and get some fish for you for the camera. I would dearly love to get one of the mahogany dark carp that are in here, and there's so many stunners to go at. So yeah, like I say, we're going to have a walk around now, have a good look around. I'm just stood by the side of the lake now. The wind is hacking down into the corner to my left. If I spin this around, you may or may not be able to see a bit of a lake there, but yeah, it's really hacking down here. Now we've had I've given Mark basically the choice of draw because the last time we came I fished that other side. He's going to yeah, he's going to fish that side this time. I'm going to get this end, which thankfully the wind is hacking into. But to be fair to Mark, he did all the bookings and he got it all sorted, so it was only right he got first choice. So what's the opening gambit? Well, as obviously we're going to have a look around the lake. We're not going to do several laps. We'll probably have one quick lap round and sit in a good vantage point where we can see the rest of the lake. This gives us a good opportunity to sit there. And we're already fishing. Even though the rods aren't in the water, that's fishing to me, is finding exactly where they're going to be. Now, there are some limitations to this lake in that there's only 3 set swims that you can fish from. You can't fish that other bank that you can see sort of over here. So you will fish from one side. Now it is dominated by bait boats on here as people take their rigs right out over to the reeds that you can see on the other side. I'm going to try and find some spots a little bit short of that. And I'm also, if I can keep disturbance down to a minimum, is try and look up these margins to see if there's a good spot there. Now, if I remember rightly from fishing this place, if you get too tight to the reeds, the fish will just smash you straight into reeds. Now, these reeds are really dense. They go back 6-7 feet in some places, and you will lose fish. So you've got to think safely about the fish. So I tend to come away from the reeds a bit and try and find somewhere a little bit different to where everyone else's fish. Everyone else's fish. Everyone else fishes. But listen, sit back and relax. Let's get rigged up. Let's go for a walk. Let's see what we can see. And yeah, fingers crossed we can come back to a fish later on in the film. But in between, I will go through all the rigs, the baits and everything else. So sit back and relax. Let's see if we can go find some fish. Hi everyone. Basically what I've done, nice and simply, we've had a good walk round. We haven't seen any fish at all. We haven't seen anything jump. So what do we do in this instance? Well, for me, basically what I try to do is have a little lead about just outside the weed. So I'm trying to fish generally about 10 foot off the weed to give me a chance to land them if they do pick my bait up. Now, as you can see from just in front of me, the wind is really, really hacking into this sort of end of the lake over here. All 3 rods are onto that spot, and if I remember rightly from fishing up here, they do follow the wind. Even on a really small lake like this, it generally turns the water around as well, gets the natural food going and moving down the other end of the lake. So there has been a few hatches, and imagine them tumbling through the water columns following the current as it blows through. So what I have noticed is there's lots and lots of snails on the sides of the stalks, and you can see where some have been knocked away. With the polarizers, you can get quite close in. You can see where some have almost been fed on. And it's quite clear they've been gorging on them. So I think for me as well, the key thing is to be fishing into this nice southwesterly wind right into this corner here. And again, dropping the baits just off the reed lines is key. So again, 10 foot off, nice drops, very, very clean, good drawbacks as well. My only slight concern is I've got 3 rods in a quite close proximity there. So they are dotted along the reed line, and what I've tended to do, rather than bait boat drop where it's just one little spot uniquely formed that they see piles of perfect dropped baits everywhere, I've just dropped a few baits down the reed line and dotted a couple about. I haven't put a lot of bait in. I'm talking about 8 or 9 baits, broken baits, dotted around each rod. For all I know, there could be tons of bait still in there from the last guys. And in fact, in Mark's swim, you can still see a plethora of bait, a ton of bait on the bottom where they've just stoved it in before they've left. So that's the opening gambit. They are a little bit Tom Maker-esque in that they're all sort of tran lined out there, but they aren't actually all on the same spot. There's probably about 10 foot, maybe 11 foot in between each rod. So yeah, let's have a look at the rigs that I'm going to go with, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Let's see how we go, but it's looking good. It's a bit chilly, I won't lie. There's loads of rain and heavy winds forecasted, but I feel positive. It looks really, really good. There can't be excuses from our end. It is a tricky lake, but I think if we fish well, we fish calmly and quietly and don't lose our heads, then we'll do well. But like I say, we've got 3 days, you know. I would hope that we can get a bite within that time frame, and fingers crossed we can get one of the really good ones out of there. So, all right, I'll come back to you in a bit. Cheers. Hi everyone, I hope you're okay. I'm just going to run through what I'm doing for the hooking arrangement, and yeah, it's fairly basic, and what hook bait I'm using. So, first of all, lead arrangement. Couldn't be more simple really. If we start with the lead, just a nice safe drop off, and then up here I've got about 3 feet of lead free leader, because you're not allowed any lead core on here. So yeah, it's just nice and limp and flexible, and then basically yeah, drop off style. And then as we come along, got a couple of blobs of putty and the sort of standard that everyone seems to be using, spinner rig. So nice and simple. In terms of the actual hook, I've got a size 4 mugger that you can see I've sharpened there. But yeah, nice and simple. I know it's obvious to change the hooks and everything else, but actually for the agility of the rig itself and how it moves, it's perfect. It's nice low lying. I mean, I was never a big fan of the spinner rig at the best of times, if I'm totally honest. But having used it, I've got to admit that yeah, the hook holds have been really, really good. So yeah, so that's it, nice and simple. That's the rig, and of course I can use it as a pop-up or as a bottom bait, and of course it will spin as quick as my old D-rigs used to as well. So as the fish picks up, it will the hook will just drop prone. So having a bit of a comb over moment with this new haircut I've had. God, my hairline's retreating quicker than the French at the moment. I don't know if you guys are experiencing the same thing, but I think in the last few years my hair is just disappeared. So hook bait wise, nice and simple. First of all, get yourself a bit of floss, and do. Then the hook bait I'm going to use, nice and simple. I trim the hook baits down. First of all, I always trim the bottom off of the barrel. You can see a little bit of pink goo on there from where it's been. Yeah, it's been next to some hook baits that I've been gooing up. But yeah, to be honest, I think the way that I fish these, I don't think you need to be overly worried about which hook bait you're using. But to be honest with you, I think as long as it's more about the colour and the buoyancy for me. So I want very low buoyancy, so I've had these soaking in oil for a long time and then let them dry out, and leave them in some rock salt. But basically with these, it's just got to mimic the washed out freebies on the bottom. I'm not too worried about flavours, I'm not too worried about anything other than the colour, and it's got a tiniest bit of buoyancy. I don't want it wafting all over the place. I want it sat fairly still, but just enough buoyancy that will help it fly back. So yeah, like I'm sure many of you already do, I'm going to just run through how I attach it, because some people watching may not sort of use this rig before. So basically on the back of the hook, you obviously got your small swivel, micro swivel. It's going to pass. God, eyesight is so bad, guys, honestly. I'm just getting so old and rubbish, I can't do the basics of things. So that's how it should look at this point. You've just got thread your boilie straight onto the dental floss, like so. I also trim down the boilie. Oh, there you go, that's probably a bit better. Again, it's from something I saw someone else do actually. I've said it before, but I used to fish Lynch Hill, and on there at the time Scott Lloyd was fishing a lot. And just noticing some of the things he was doing really, and he always used to trim his barrel down and always used to say it used to help in terms of the movement in the mouth and stuff. I've just always done it now. I don't know if it makes that much difference, but yeah, I always do it. I also take little chops out of the bait as well, just to just help it mix in, because I'm using a lot of chops and a lot of pellet, so that's how it will look at the end. So little chops out of the bait. It doesn't look like a standard round boilie, and it mixes in really well with the washed out, because I always wash out my baits, or try to anyway. Keep them washed out, and then got loads of crumb, different sizes, different blowing power needed, and yeah, basically I'm going really for the inline lead, simply because it's a better hooker. There is very, very little weed. If you ever do come to Combley, you'll see in the margins lots of weed, and you think, oh god, it's not out there. It's clean as a whistle. So yeah, that's it. Nice and simple. Nice heavy duty rig. There are a lot of reeds around here, and the fish, even if you hook them in the middle of the lake, will try and get sanctuary. God, there's there. Will get sanctuary into the reeds where they can. But yeah, very strong. This is a 4 ounce lead as well. Lead-free leader, and then on here I've just got some coated braid that's £25. So nice and simple rig, very hard to go wrong. And again, kicks out nicely because you've got that big doubled over section here, so just will help kick it out, that rigidity. But yeah, I could put all this in a bag and I could fish it with a very limp uncoated braid in there, but I just don't like the reset capabilities of these fishing with a wafter. With a pop-up's not so bad, you know, it can sort of come down and sit, but sometimes with a habit, and I've seen it up the tree where you see it basically picked up, dropped by a bird, and it lands in a heap on top of each other. I just don't want that. I want it to be able to reset nicely. It's a very clean bottom out there, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it getting gnarled up in weed or anything. But yeah, that's what I'm using, that's what's going out there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's what will get us a fish. Cheers. Well, the rods are out. The main problem is I've had to almost build a bit of a bucket wall to stop the birds walking through the lines every 5 seconds. They can obviously walk around the back of the rods and stuff, so it doesn't impede them, but they can get in and out. It just means they don't take that route straight through the bobbins, which could cause them harm. But yeah, rods are out, as you can see. I've got all 3 rods round into that bay, so yeah, fingers crossed. Felt like a very small fish to begin with. There you go. This is why we come to Combley on the Isle of Wight. Fantastic £36 mirror. Absolute pleasure being here. Nice simple boilie approach. Bit of pellet. There you go. Let's get her back. 30 seconds. Disappears straight away.
Well done, mate.
How big was it?
53.4.
Incredible, mate. Well done, buddy.
Maybe been a couple even bigger. I've got a feeling, mate, this is the one I'm aiming at.
Something out some 6. Jesus. That is massive. Well done, mate. I'm so proud of you, buddy. That's awesome. Great job, fella. So one last look at your PB. Well done, Mark. Brilliant. Yeah, you might be able to see it, but I can't from back here.
Huge.
Mate, hey, well done, buddy. Mark Sissons, take a bow, brother. That's class, mate. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2. As you will have seen, Mark has had a fantastic 53-pounder in the night, which was just incredible. So well done, mate. Brilliant job. Really proud for you. New PB for him as well. So yeah, a really special time obviously for him, but for me, Mark's one of my best friends, and I was super chuffed for him. That really brilliant. I'm still buzzing for him now, as you can tell. So we've had a fish each. We're not going to blank, but we can't rest on the laurels. We've got to really keep pushing and see what we can do. I've still got 3 rods into that bay. I did lose 2 fish. I'm fishing about 15 feet off the reeds, but with the elasticity even locked up, what they're doing is they're kiting on a tight line, and even if you're unzipping and getting out as quick as you can, they make sanctuary in the reeds, and unfortunately I lost a couple. So yeah, it's really tough going. So I've come even further into the centre of this bay, and I'm just literally with the catapult putting a few little baits out that are soaked up in oils, just so they can give me a bit of telltale if fish are on the spot, so I don't reel in too early. You know what it's like, you reel in and then you see a fish show over your spot. So with the oil, it gives you a good barometer of if they're in the area and they're mooching about. But yeah, we'll keep doing what we're doing. I'm pretty confident we'll get another one. If not, it's a stunning day, so just absolutely loving it. But the weather has been so off and on. It's either super sunny or super sort of thundery and rainy and driving wind, but yeah, loving it. So tonight and tomorrow night, fingers crossed, let's try and make it happen. Cheers. Hi everyone. Well, as you can probably tell by the change of clothes, the temperature's dropped quite a lot. It's still, you wouldn't know it by the sun out, but yeah, it's actually quite chilly here in the shade. So it's been a bit of a weird one. It's been quite quiet all day, and the last sort of 15 minutes or so it's just gone mental. So I had a bite on the left-hander, wrapped round, a bit of a fraught battle, got it almost to the net, and the hook pulled. The lead system hadn't quite ejected, just gave a couple of shakes to its head and it's gone. But the weird thing was, it didn't like thrash off. It kind of just slowly went down like it was shocked, like it was off the hook. But yeah, so as I'm standing there devastated, watching this fish slowly turn and swim off, the other rod busts off. So yeah, I've got another fish in the sling. So the tactics are definitely working. Just a few little baits catapulted out, spread about rather than lots of bait. It's certainly working. There we go. So I can only have him in there for a few minutes, but I've just pinged the rod back out. It's about, to be fair, it's about 5 yards off probably where I wanted it, but I've catapulted a few more bits over the top. And yeah, it's like I say, we can't have the fish in here too long, so let's get it out, get the waders on and get some photos in the water. Yeah, mad 15 minutes. Right, okay, so Combley Lower Lake is a very tricky lake. People come here for a week and sometimes don't catch anything. Sometimes they have one or they have two, maybe in a week if they're lucky. So to get that 39.13 and the 36, I was over the moon. When I got back to the swim, I felt like, you know, I needed to be bang on it. And to be honest, I mucked up the next two casts. They were only out probably about 3 or 4 feet. And I could have left the last cast, but do you know what? Did it again, felt it down. Absolute bang. But it still wasn't right the third time. Brought it back in again. It basically, what it was really, really hard going from the reeds out to a certain point, and then it sort of drops down deep and goes quite soft. I just think maybe, I don't know, bloodworm bebs or whatever, but I certainly brought back some bloodworm on the first cast initially, but I found the soft sort of thud I wanted to. It was nice and clean. Fourth cast, I know, and it's not a very long cast, but I just had to be right. Went down, brilliant. Rod in the rest, put the brew on, turned around to take a sip, bang, rod's right round. So it just goes to show, to make that little extra effort, find a different, I know everyone always says, you know, go from the gravel into the clay or into the silt or whatever it is, but sometimes it can be enough to make a real old difference. So yeah, really, really pleased. It was a fraught battle. It took me in the weeds this side, then the reeds this side, then the reeds the other side, then the reeds to the right of my swim. It was just all over the place. But it wasn't frantic. It was kind of like slow, typical big fish pushing away. So I was very lucky to get a new PB, only by a few ounces, but still a stunning fish, and really, really, really pleased. So let's have a look at that fish now. Did we say it was 45?
45 and a half.
Combley Lower Lake. Absolutely stunning fish in here. Fantastic. Let's get her back. Yes, mate. Yes. Cheers, Mark. Thank you, mate. Morning everyone, hope you're okay. It's the last day today. I've got to be off early tomorrow morning. Yeah, really quiet night for me and Mark last night, really. We had some fish splashing out in this bowl here, so I'll keep it down a little bit. Just catapulted a few baits, trotted them about a bit, just basically press and repeat. Yeah, did have a message from some lads on Instagram. I promised I'd give them a shout out. So GH Fishing, thanks for following, lads, really appreciate it. And yeah, tight lines when you're out on the bank. But back to the session, yeah, just press and repeat, dotting a few baits around. I'm just gonna have a little mooch around a couple of the spots now and go and see what I can see. Last night I had probably 3 or 4 fish in the bay and one up around here, right up the other end where Mark is fishing. So fingers crossed, Mark's gone a little bit tighter to the reeds today, hoping to get another one, but of course he had that fantastic 53-pound UK PB, so again, well done Mark, that was some fish. But yeah, fingers crossed we'll come back to you with a bit of an update, and yeah, let's hopefully we can nick another one each. That'd be great. Cheers.
This is how I tie my bunny wig.
Oh, Mark. It's got so hot, mate. Okay. It's absolutely roasting, buddy. everyone, it's absolutely scorcho today. Yeah, the fish are all up on the surface, so I'm going to rest the swim. And yeah, we're going to have a couple of nice cold ciders, get some munch on the go, and yeah, kick back. Just make sure everything's all right for tonight. It's our last night here, so we're going to make sure all the traps are perfectly set. And yeah, just hit repeat, and fingers crossed we can get a couple by the morning. Or if not, it's been a fantastic trip. But yeah, it's just so hot. I'm just kind of sheltering out of the sun at the moment. It is absolutely roasting. Yeah, got the old vents open at the back just to try and get a bit of airflow through. But yeah, I'll stop waffling, and yeah, I'll come back to you later on. Cheers. Silently for his prize, and at the right time strikes.
Come on, you done that. Had all three of them just a minute ago.
Some maestro in action.